Hello everyone, so today we're going to be doing a speedy diaper review on the Tranquility ATN. Now this here is the size medium, and we're going to be comparing the new version to the old version. Let's take a look and see if there's any difference whatsoever. So if we take a look at the bag right here, it says that these are, like I said, all through the night ATN. It also states that it has a new look. Now, it's said that for a very long time, so I don't know when they changed the look of the bag or the diaper, but to me, they've always looked the same. Maybe they changed the look of the bag 20 years ago, I don't know, but ever since I started buying Tranquility ATN, they have not changed once. It's a very medical bag, looks very, standard. It's a nice design. But what's most important is what's inside the Tranquility ATN diaper itself. Now, first off, let's take a look at the differences between the new and the old. So this bag that I took the diaper out of right now is the new version. Now, what's different, do you ask? Well, here is the old version. Can you spot the difference? Now, honestly, it's not going to pick up on camera. It's even very hard to see with my own eyes. Now, when I feel them side by side, they almost feel the same. They say that the difference is in the plastic. The new diaper actually has a more rubber-like feel, whereas the old supposedly has a more plastic-like feel. And it's going to be very difficult for some of you to notice the difference, even if you try the old one versus new. And if you tried the old one, like say a year ago, and you're trying the new one now, you're probably going to forget what the old one felt like. But I will tell you, there is a major benefit to this new plastic. And the issue with ATN always, since I've been wearing them, is that the old version, this one here, the tapes would not stick onto the plastic very well. The only way I could get the tapes to adhere to the plastic is if I took the tape, put it on the front panel, all four of course, two per side. I would rub it like this and get the plastic nice and warm. That's the only way I stood a chance of it holding up overnight. It wasn't an issue that these weren't like absorbent enough to make it through, part of the day or the night if you're a lighter to moderate wetter. The issue was keeping them on, and when a diaper pops off, no matter how absorbent or how good it is in the absorbency and containment department, it's gonna be junk. The second a tape pops off, useless. So that's, for whatever reason, the tapes on the new version bite much harder. And out of like 3 packs that I've worn so far of these, I've only had 1 tape slip on all those diapers. And so I don't know for sure if the plastic is more durable, but I've been reading reviews on them on Amazon, and some people are saying they're really good and a couple people are saying they're really bad. The people that are saying they're bad are complaining about the tapes popping off. But what I noticed is they don't usually pop off. What I've noticed is if I put them on too tight, I actually had one rip the plastic. So if you put them on too tight, the tapes bite so hard now. The plastic is still, I don't think it's really any stronger than before. Might be a little bit stronger, but not by much. So what'll happen is if you put them on too tight, it will pull the front plastic apart because it does not have a landing zone on the front. Now, I would comment that the old version, the plastic looks more shiny. This is the old version. This is the new. Although it's really hard to say, honestly. I see a bit of a shimmer on the new one. I will say that the new one definitely does feel more of like a rubber. Have you ever tried plastic pants? I think like the vintage, like from the 80s and maybe early 90s. Just by looking at photos of those vinyl or plastic pants that you'd wear over your diapers, it kind of looks like that, like a rubbery, more of a rubbery plastic, but very thin. So closer to rubber, closer to plastic. So new is closer to rubber, older is closer to plastic. Newer tapes are much stronger. Because they're much stronger, it absorbs, well, not more than before. I think it's the same absorbency actually. We compare the thickness. But You know, even the wetness indicator lines are the same and everything in the print. I think it's pretty much identical. Of course, there's a difference in numbers on here, but I don't know. I don't know what the numbers mean. Well, let's take a look at the diaper itself. I do find now, and we're gonna take a look at one, by the way, I forgot to mention it, that I wore last night. But because the tapes are biting so hard and they're holding so strong and they're not becoming loose and floppy, they are really working quite well for me overnight. I must say it's been rare that I don't think I've had any of these leak yet. I'm darn near maxed them out to the point of leaking, I think, but I haven't had one of these new ones leak. I had the old ones leak just because it would pop off. And the absorbency they claim is 812 milliliters. Now an adult bladder, according to Google AI, holds comfortably 400 to 500, but I also think that's probably maximum capacity. I would say it's probably getting pretty uncomfortable at that point. But we can see inside here, there's what they call the peach mat, and I like how it's the full length. That's just your acquisition layer, your top layer. And I like this, that it's the whole thing, because most modern diapers, plastic back, they just have like a little blue rectangle here. And it's not enough height on the front for males for that acquisition layer. But this one, it's really good. It works for everybody, men and women. And the leg gathers are not very tall, although I haven't really had an issue with leakage over the edge. And so it's got the dual leg gather, so it's got a premium feature there. You know, really cheap store-bought diapers usually just have the outer. So it says outer, this will keep your bladder contain your urine, and this will also help your urine contain a little bit, but mostly for stool, the inner one there. And of course, you got your second chance tapes, and you got a cool design on it there. So the blue is your first chance, and you rip it off the blue, that's your second chance. That's also how you can take the diaper off if you don't use the second chance feature. If you use the second chance feature and put it on the plastic, it will rip the frontal zone, but by then you'll be done with the diaper, so that is okay. One thing I really like about Tranquility is that I should have brought another diaper to compare, but the crotch area is very narrow, or not too narrow, it's just right. It's what most diapers should be. I find it really comfortable between the legs. So if you're a person that finds the thick plastic back diapers are too bulky and uncomfortable between your thighs, these are a great option for you. These also work really good for bowel control issues. I have tested them for that as well, just to see, and they contain everything very nicely. As long as it's more of a solid stool, I would say. Probably not great for if you have diarrhea issues, if you have diarrhea. This yellow line here is the wetness indicator. It's very rare you see a wetness indicator go this high up the front and back, although I guess you do sometimes, but this is what I'm saying, a very good wetness indicator, a good length. And the blue writing will also completely smear and disappear. So the yellow line will go blue, and the blue writing will disappear. So it's really good for caregivers or yourself if you don't know that you're wetting. And they can feel a little bit more damp on the skin than some premium like plastic back diapers like Mega Max. Potentially they can feel more wet on the skin, so I would suggest that you use a good diaper rash cream and use lotions in between changes and wipe and everything so you don't get diaper rash. But they're not bad, they're not terrible. They're usually pretty comfortable just because the capacity's not that super high that it can get wetter feeling faster. They're a pretty good nighttime diaper. They're a pretty good daytime diaper with the new plastic backing being so strong and locking the tapes on the way they do. Latch really nice at the front there, or adhere really nice on the front. I don't have an issue with them popping off or coming apart when I'm walking around downtown. And so let's actually take a look at the diaper I wore overnight. Oh, and by the way, I'm just going to mention real quick, they don't have any elasticity, no stretch elastic on the front or back. They are an economy diaper, keep in mind. So this is one that I actually wore last night, and if my memory serves me correct, I did 2 big weddings in it, but I don't know if it was 300 mil 400, 500, or if they're more medium, it felt like my bladder was very full each time. And they really help me get through the night, and they're inexpensive, so you don't feel guilty like using them up and throwing them away, even if you don't fully saturate the diaper. They're not that expensive, especially if you can find them on sale. So it's nice to not feel like you're wasting. So with like a Mega Max, if you have a small accident or bedwetting in it, or if you didn't wet in it and you throw it away in the morning, it feels like you're wasting because they're so expensive, right? So you can see here that the wetness indicator has performed. It is very heavy, and when I got up in the morning, it actually felt very comfortable on the skin, even though they're actually very wet. So I would say it's wet almost up to the top, so that did very good on the front. No leakage last night, very dry bed sheets, and you can see that the padding is held together very nicely. It's not coming apart or anything like that. They're very stable. Like some diapers, the cotton kind of comes apart, but these stay nice and firm. I have had them if I wear them for like 6 hours straight in the day and I'm very active. I have had it where the padding breaks up in the back. So, oh, was that the back? Oh, that's how I showed you guys. So, oh, sorry, I was saying the back was wet. So the front is kind of only wet up to there, and you can see that's reflected on the wetness indicator. And it was the back that was saturated right up the back. You also have these wings right here. In this case, my wings are dry. Actually, this wing is very wet, and this wing is very dry, so maybe I was sleeping on my side a bit of an angle. So the wings are nice to have. It doesn't just go straight back. It actually has some good wing protection, which is a great feature in an overnight diaper. And there is a bit of an odor now because these are from this morning and it's now 10 p.m. So I went to work at oh, let me see, 5 in the morning I left. So I woke up at like 4:30. So I only did sleep 5.5 hours. So this isn't a representation of like a person that's wetting heavily throughout, like say a 10-hour sleep night or an 8-hour sleep night. So these may be only good for lighter to moderate bedwetters. But for me, I was able to get, I'm gonna call it 2 full bladders. And so it must have been, I find they're pretty true to what they state on the 812 milliliter capacity. So maybe it's possible that it was, you know, like 2 375 mil releases, P's, incontinences, bedwettings, whatever you want to call it. But so I'd say they're pretty accurate to what they're stating on the package. So if you think you're gonna wet more than 812 ml or 1 liter around there, they might be underestimating, just to be safe. But I would suggest jumping up to something a bit better and more absorbent. But if your wetting is light to moderate, and even like 2 full voids, like 2 heavy voids like myself, they could be good for that. But if you're doing more than 2 heavy voids, you're gonna need to upgrade or use a diaper stuffer. You can even put a poise pad in them as well and poke holes in the back of the poise pad if you can't get stuffers. But overall, very impressed. The new plastic backing, even though some reviews, if you go online, say it's worse, just take it from me. In my opinion, they're better. Try it out for yourself. And if you felt like you've wasted your money on these in the past, which has been the case for me, I feel like I'm not wasting my money on them now, where the tapes hold so strong. It's a completely different story. Even though they look the same, you wouldn't know it until you actually try them. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Speedy Diaper Reviews out. Everyone have a safe and good night.